Hello everyone, welcome to YouTube channel of Canva Engineering College. In today's video session, we'll be discussing regarding parallel adder with accumulator. Whereas when we call back or when we look back the previous video sessions, we have discussed regarding registers and how the data can be transferred between the registers. We have looked into the various ways in which the data can be transferred between the registers also. In today's class, we'll check regarding how a parallel ladder has been designed with an accumulator. So as you all know, when I speak about adding in digital circuits, my addition will always be carried out in binary numbers. So for example, when I say that I need to be, let me say the numbers what I have as 1, 1, 0, 1, and the next number is 1, 0, 0, 1. So what I am doing here is I have two 4-bit numbers. Let me say this is number 1 and this is number 2. So I have got two 4-bit numbers and this 4-bit numbers has to be added. Generally, when I do the addition, what I do is I'll be going on with bit by bit addition. That is, I'll be adding the LSB. That is, 1 and 1 will be added and the result will be written here. And if there is a carry, that carry will be carried forward and the next numbers will be added. And this is how the process is going to be carried out. Finally, you will be obtaining something called as carry and you will be obtaining something called as sum. So when I speak about a 4-bit number and if you are going with bit to bit addition or if you are going with bit by bit addition, generally what happens here is it is going to consume a lot of time. That is, my LSB will be added together during the first clock cycle and the next number will be added during the next clock cycle and the next one during the other clock cycle and the last one during the last clock cycle, which is going to consume around 4 clock cycles. So in order to speed up this addition process, what we have done is we have designed a parallel adder with accumulator. So parallel adder is a device which is going to add all these 4 numbers at a time or during a same clock cycle, and it is going to store the sum and carry. The sum what is generated will be stored in a memory storage called as accumulator. That's why we have called it by the name parallel adder with accumulator. And the carry what is generated will be available in the carry flag. So generally what I need is I need to be having one carry flag. I need to be having 1-bit carry flag which will be storing the carry, and I need to be having a memory location where I can be storing my 4-bit result, isn't it? Because I'm adding 4-bit numbers. So this is going to be my sum. So these are the memory requirements what I have. This 4-bit memory device what I have or which will be storing the sum, this is generally called as accumulator. Accumulator in general term you can call it as a memory space which will be adding the or which will be storing the result of any mathematical operation immediately. For example, you say that sir, I have added two 1-bit numbers. Where do you think my result will be stored? Your result will generally be stored in the accumulator. So that is what has happened here. The sum what has been generated or the sum what is going to be generated will be stored in an accumulator. So this accumulator has also been designed by the person who has designed the parallel adder. The circuit diagram what you can see here is all about parallel adder with accumulator. So what are the things you can see here as? So let me say my numbers are going to be x3, x2, x1 and x0. This is my first 1-bit number which is to be added with y3, y2, y1 and y0. So these are the numbers what are to be added up. So the way in which we are going to build up a parallel adder with accumulator, first is we'll be having a register. So the component what you can see here which is made up of D flip-flop, This is a 4-bit register, which is the accumulator. Accumulator means, as I said you, it's a default memory space which is going to store the result. So the numbers x3, x2, x1 and x0 are stored in this particular accumulator. So let me say my numbers are stored in x3, x2, x1 and x0. I'll let you people know how these numbers are actually loaded into the accumulator or into the registers. However, we have studied that the data will be loaded into the registers in a single clock cycle using the load signal and the clock signals. The second number, what is to be added, that is the number y, will be stored, or it is applied to the full adder. So the blocks, what you can see here in integration with respect to the register, these are the full adder blocks. So these blocks are the ones which are actually going to add two numbers. So the second number, what I'm going to add, you can see it here. So this will be y3, y2, y1 and y0. Let us take this is how it is done. So how do you go on with this particular addition is, first of all, the number y3, y2, y1 and y0, that is the second number, is applied to the full adder blocks. That is, it is applied as input to the full adder blocks. If you are asking me what are these full adder blocks, they are the digital circuits which can carry out the addition. So the second number is applied to this particular full adder blocks, and the number, that is the first number, x3, x1 or x3, x2, x1 and x0 are stored in the accumulator. So the numbers what has to be added is already stored in the locations, or it is already present. The first number is already present here. The second number is already, or it is ready here, which has to be applied to the full adder. After the addition takes place, normally I know that there will be a carry which will be generated. So the carry what is generated will be propagated through the adders. So as I said you, if there is a carry that is generated here, it will be propagated to the next adder. If there is a carry that is generated here, it will be propagated to the next adder. And if there is a carry that is generated here, it will be propagated to the next adder. And finally, at the MSB, if there is a carry that is generated, that carry will be propagated to a carry flag, or your carry flag will be set saying that the carry has been generated. So what we have to do is, we need to add these two numbers. So the first number is here and the second number is here. Now let us speak about the numbers are being added up. Let us say that the numbers are being added up and the sum has been generated. For example, let us say that an add signal is used. So you can see here, there is a signal, an add signal will be given. So you can see here, the add signal, first of all, what you are going to do is, you are going to give the clear input. As soon as you give the clear input, the flip-flops which is going to store the first number will be cleared. After that, your data will be kept ready. That is, your x3, x2, x1, x0 will be kept ready, and you will be giving the clock input. After you give the clock input, the data what has to be loaded into this particular registers or into the accumulator will be loaded into the register during the positive edge of the clock. And after that, these numbers are kept ready, or it is to be loaded into your adders. So when, for example, let's say that after the numbers are being kept ready, you have activated this add signal, AD signal. That is the signal which will be actually activating the addition process is applied. And after the addition has been carried out, for example, let's say the addition of the first two numbers has been carried out. So it is going to generate the sum. It is going to generate the sum. It is going to generate a sum. Let me say SI is generated. So the number from here will be flowing to the adder. This number will be going to the adder, and it will be generating the sum. The next state of the flip-flop, Xi will also become 1. That is, after the sum has been generated here, if there is a carry that is generated, the carry will be carried forward to the next stage, or it will be moved on to the next stage. After that, the second numbers will be carried on. The sum what has been generated will be moved on to this register, and if there is a carry, that is carried forward. But please remember that as I have named it as parallel adder, the addition will all happen parallelly. It will all happen parallelly. It will not take lot of time as I'm explaining it here. I'm explaining it with respect to bit by bit so that you people can understand. So these two numbers are added. Let me say x naught and y naught is added. So x naught and y naught is added will be generating me sum of s naught. This s naught will go to the accumulator. This s naught will go to the accumulator. And in case if it is generating a carry of c naught, that c naught will be carried forward, so that when I add x1 and y1, that carry will be added and it will be generating a sum of s1. This s1 will go to this register, and this process is going to repeat. And you can observe here that the adder with accumulator, that is the adder what I have designed here, is an iterative structure. Iterative structure means that consists of number of identical cells. Identical cells means it is quite obvious, right? So you can see the flip-flops are identical here. The full adders are identical here. And every cell, for example, if I consider, please concentrate, if I consider this accumulator and this adder to be one particular unit, you can see it's all like common cells. It looks identical. Each cell contains a full adder and associated accumulator flip flop. Which means if you consider this to be a single cell, every single cell which makes up an adder cell need to be containing an accumulator, and it should be containing a full adder. Cell I, that is, for example, if I say this cell, let me say this is cell I, which has an input of Ci and Yi and output Ci plus 1. That is whatever carry has been generated here, and Xi is referred to as a typical cell. So what I was explaining all through this is, if you consider this block, this one, yeah. This entire thing can be called as a adder cell. So when I speak about this particular cell, this cell consists of an accumulator and an adder. My accumulator will be storing the first number, which will be fed into an adder, where my second number will be added, where my second number will be fed. The first number which comes from the accumulator and the second number which comes from the outside to the full adder will be added, and it will be generating a sum and a carry. The sum will go to the accumulator and the carry will be carried forward to the next cell. As I said you, before you carry out any addition, first thing what I need to do is I need to clear the cell. I need to clear the accumulator. After the accumulator has been cleared, you need to load your accumulators with the number. And the loading of this accumulator with the number can be done in many ways. You can load the numbers in any of the ways as you wish. The easiest one in which you can load the accumulator is using asynchronous clear inputs on the flip-flop, and then put X data on the Y input to the adder and add to the accumulator in the normal way, as it is explained here. So one of the easiest ways in which you can add this particular numbers to this accumulator is, first of all, you need to clear it. After you clear it, you give the clock input. But before giving the clock input, make sure the data is ready at the input of this particular registers. Alternatively, you can be using multiplexers also. You can use multiplexers also, so that you can either select first number to be entering into the registers, or you can be selecting the sum to be entering into the registers. But actually, if you are using multiplexers in order to make a selection between the first number and the sum that is to be entering into the accumulator, in fact, you can remove this clear cell, or you can remove this clear signal. But once you add a multiplexer circuit to this particular parallel adder with the accumulator, generally the complexity of the circuit will become complicated. That is why what they have done is, they have generally used a clear signal in order to clear all the data that is present in the register, and later they have loaded the numbers into the register. So it's given here. X is equal to first number. So this is my first number. It is stored in the accumulator. Y, which is the second number, is applied to the full adder. It is not stored in the adder, okay? My second number is not stored in the adder because your adder cannot store any numbers. The second number, what is to be added to the first number, will be applied to the adder. After that, the carry has been propagated through the adders. The sum of x and y appears at the adder output, as it is explained. After the first number has been added up, the carry will be propagated to the next stage, whereas the sum what has been generated will be stored in the accumulator, that is during the raising edge of the clock. So this is as simple as this one. You have two numbers. This is your first number, this is your second number. First number has to be stored somewhere. You need to store this number. You need to store this number. The second number, what is going to be added to the first number, you need to apply it. You need to apply it to the adder. And once you add this particular, apply this second number to the adder, and once the first number is stored in the register, what you need to do is you need to give the add signal. Once you give the add signal, my first number will be added to the second number, and it is going to generate your sum, and it is going to generate the carry. The carry will be carried forward to the next stage, and the sum will be stored in the same accumulator where you have stored the first number. Again, loading of the numbers can be done in multiple ways, as it is explained. You can either go with the multiplexer, or you can either use the clear signals in order to load the numbers. But as you are going with the, if you go with the multiplexer, the complexity of the circuit generally increases. Now what we'll do is, as I said, I can use a multiplexer. I'll take one single cell of this, and I will show you how actually you can implement a multiplexer in order to load the numbers. It is given here. Steps in order to add. Clear the accumulator using asynchronous clear inputs on the flip-flop, as it is explained. So you are going to apply the clear input. Load the accumulator with X data. So you can load it directly, or you can load it using a multiplexer, as it is explained. Put Y data to the adders. So it is actually not putting Y data to the adders. You are just keeping those data in the adders so that you can add the first numbers. Add signal, add adder data to the accumulator. So it's actually add signal, that is AD signal. Add signal adds data to the accumulator. That is, whatever sum has been generated will come back to the accumulator. So addition will be initiated with the help of the add signal. After that, sum will be generated. That sum will be stored in the accumulator, and this is 1-bit sum will be stored in the accumulator. As an change with respect to the circuit, you can see here, I told you, right? This is your accumulator. This is your adder, a single cell. So this is where you are going to store the first number, and this is where you are going to store the second number, right? As I said, you can be adding the first number to the accumulator using the multiplexer. So you can see a multiplexer that is connected here. This is a 2:1 multiplexer, but my signals here has been changed, and you can see the change in the complexity of the circuit. The complexity of the circuit has entirely changed. You can see an OR gate here and a multiplexer which is connected here. So how do you do that? So initially what you do is you will make LD signal equal to high, or load signal will be made high, and the multiplexer will be selecting, please concentrate, multiplexer will be selecting the second number, my second number, and the second number will be loaded into the accumulator flip-flop on the raising edge of the clock. So the second number, instead of getting adding here, will be loaded to the register. When add is equal to 1, and when load is equal to 0, consider here. When add is equal to, initially add was 0 and load was 1. Right now add is 1 and load is 0. When add is 1 and load is 0, the number what is present in the accumulator will flow to the full adder. The second number what is present at the full adder will be coming to the full adder. That is, two numbers will be coming to the full adder, and those numbers what has been loaded to the full adder will be getting added up, and the sum what has been generated, the adder output, that will be loaded into the accumulator. That will be loaded in the accumulator. So when that happens is when both are odd. Odd in the sense, obviously, right? This is like when this is 1, when this is 0. So this is 1 plus 1. So it obviously means 1 itself. So chip is enabled. So when add is 1 and load is 0, chip is enabled. Or when add is 0 or load is 1, chip is enabled. So you can load the number yi directly to the accumulator, or you can take the number from the accumulator and the number from the full adder and you can add it, and those numbers can also be loaded to the accumulator. That is using the clock signal, When both are equal to 0 and 0, please concentrate, this is off. Or the output of this is 0. When the output of this is 0, chip is not enabled. When the chip is not enabled, this number or this is not at all active, which means that even though the number gets added here, the sum what is generated cannot be stored in the accumulator cell. So this is what is your accumulator with or parallel adder with accumulator. Parallel adder with accumulator means you can see here, it's the same clock signal. You don't have the different clock signals. So you give one clock signal, the number from the accumulator will go to the adder and the result will be stored here. Please concentrate. As many bits you are going to add, as many cells should be constructed. For example, if you are constructing a 4-bit parallel adder, you need to make sure that there are 4-bit accumulators and there are 4 full adders. Or is what will happen? Your first number will get added up. Third number, fourth number, fifth number, or first number will get added up. Second, third, and fourth has to wait until first addition goes on. But here what is happening is all the numbers will get loaded to the accumulator at a time. All the numbers will go to the full adder at a time, and all the result or the sum what has been generated will come back to the accumulator at a time, generating a carry at the carry flag. This is what is parallel adder with the accumulator. So parallel adder, there is something called as parallel adder and serial adder. Serial adder is what we do 1101, 1110 or 111. So first this is what is done first. This is next, the next, and next. So when I speak about serial adder, you need not be having multiple blocks. When I speak about serial adder, you just need to be having a register which will be shifting the numbers, and one single cell is sufficient in order to do the serial addition, which is comparatively slower. If it is a 4-bit serial addition, it will take 4 clock cycles. Suppose the same numbers are, if it is applied to the parallel adder, the addition will take place in 1 clock cycle, because every number has got its own adder and its own accumulator. So they can use it. Whereas in case of your serial adder, every number has to wait for the previous number to finish off its addition, and it has to wait for the numbers to get accumulated. Alterations can be done using the multiplexer. You can either select whether the number should get added up or whether the number should come directly from the adder to the accumulator using the multiplexers. But remember, adding additional circuitry to the parallel adders will always increase the complexity of the circuit. So one of the important topics from this particular part of your syllabus. So this is comparatively important. So you need to remember the circuit diagram, and you should be in a stage to explain how basically this particular circuit performs. Thank you.